Hello and welcome back to more Vintage Cube Draft. Well, I think it might be time. We got Survival of the Fittest and Bazaar of Baghdad. I just want to see if those cards. There's Faithless Looting as well. Um, those aren't the correct picks. Minsk and Boo is broken. I like Dark Confidant, although he's gotten uh, definitely power crept out of many formats. Shelduck Isle is really good, Mana Leak, stuff like that. But I think I want to first pick Bazaar of Baghdad and then hopefully survival or faithless looting will come around, and we'll just see if there's enough support to draft like the Hogak deck. There's a couple other things like discard related themes, and I just want to see can the deck support it. Walk-in Closet is interesting. Knight's Whisper tends to go with Bazaar. In Bazaar, you typically want to be like green black, so we'll keep that in mind. Lightning Greaves is also interesting. It's good with stuff like Hogak because you can give Hogak haste and attack for a bunch of damage. I'm looking at this, and I think this is probably where I want to start. Yeah, this pack is pretty weird. I think I'm going to take this card. There's no Life from the Loam, which obviously would be the good combo with Walk-in Closet. There's a Zurin Orb. There's also a Library of Alexandria, so we could just have two lands that don't do a ton. Agatha's Soul Cauldron is pretty good with Bazaar. You can discard stuff and then give their abilities to creatures, grow your team. There's also Ignoble Hierarch or a Windswept Heath. I think Zernorb typically comes around, so I'm not particularly interested in that. I think I'm going to take the Hierarch. Library is cool, but I'm trying to do the discard themed deck and just see what happens. So we're going to take the Hierarch. This card notably can, like with Bazaar, the problem is you typically can't make too many land drops unless you have Urborg or the green one, because this doesn't tap for mana. So if you play this turn 1, turn 2 you only have 1 mana and beat down a card. So you want cheap things like this where you can play this and then have a burst of mana to take advantage of the Bazaar of Baghdad utility. I mean, we have a Knight of the Reliquary, can find Bazaar. Fatal Push is just good removal. Keen-Eyed Curator, as long as there's 4 or more card types among stuff that's exiled, it gets big. That's fine. Copperline Gorge can help with mana. Notably, it's not a mountain, which if we do want to try and doing stuff with anger, you're going to want a mountain there. But I think I still just take this fixing. And then in this pack, we got a Scrapwork Mutt. This is pretty good. I like Bone Crusher Giant. You know I love a Coveted Jewel. I'm so happy this is in the cube. And then Tendrils, not for this deck, but is a good card. I could take the Bone Crusher Giant and try and wheel the Scrapwork Mutt, but I think this keeps us open, right? We're not hell-bent on going red. My suspicion is that the discard deck is very underrepresented. I'm basically kind of drafting this like the discard theme from my cube, which I know isn't the right way to do it, but I just want to see, like, Hogak is in the cube. What can I do? Can I make a deck that Hogak would look good in? I know we might not necessarily open him in the packs. There's a Shallow Grave, though. Shallow Grave Bazaar of Baghdad is very good. So I will take that and be pretty happy about it. Okay, there's Hogak. Alright, we're here. There's a crop rotation. Yeah, we're just gonna take Hogak, see what we're doing. Oh, okay. There's Corpse Dance and Crabomination. Honestly, Corpse Dance and Shallow Grave gives us a pretty reliable base to build the deck around, so I'm going to take that as Shallow Grave number 2. Crabomination is good. I would like Badlands, but not too mad about this. Both of these cards are great with Bazaar of Baghdad. I'm really hoping that we can get Survival of the Fittest to come around. Okay, Survival comes around. Faithless Looting did not, so that's worth noting. Dark Confidant also interesting, but we're trying to go all in on this deck and see what happens. So that's what we're doing. Knight's Whisper, Caustic Bronco, Sorin. Caustic Bronco is pretty sketchy with big creatures. I know you can also saddle him to make that mitigate his downside, but he's still sketchy with big creatures. This deck's gonna have a hard time gaining life. I think I just take the Knight's Whisper to have a little more redundancy. Okay. I think this is more Once Upon a Time than it is Zurin Orb. Bazaar of Baghdad is something we want to get, and then we have some big reanimation targets we'd like to get. You know, if we do get Fast Bond, we have Walk-in Closet Zurin Orb, but I think there are better things to be doing. If I already had Fast Bond, I would consider it a lot more. Take Phyrexian Revoker, although, trying to think, right? We need green and black creatures to convoke Hogak, but this card doesn't seem that good, and double green seems pretty tough to hit. Trinket Mage, Arwen, Nissa. I don't know about any of these. I'll take Trinket Mage in case I get, I don't know, Lion's Eye Diamond or something. Seasoned Pyromancer versus Nishoba Brawler. Crop rotation for Bazaar. Okay. We we got some things going on. Well, there's Lion's Eye Diamond. There's also Echo of Aeons. Broadside Bombardiers. Pretty good. Grist the Hunger Tide. Renin 6. Probably want to take Renin 6 because she's really good with Bazaar. There's Anger. We hope Anger comes around. We could properly use him. Shallow Grave. Is it Sacrifice? Exile? Exile. So not the best combo with Woodfall Primus unless you get a Sacrifice outlet. I'm kind of thinking Grist. Grist mills us. So puts more cards in our graveyard. She makes a green and black insect to go with Hogak. She can kill stuff. I think I can grab her with Survival of the Fittest too. That's interesting. Lion's Eye Diamond. You can do something crazy like play Shallowgrave, crack Lion's Eye Diamond in response, and then Shallowgrave something. I think we're just going to take Grist here and see what happens. Itali is a pretty good Shallowgrave target. So that one's interesting. There's Mind Twist. There's Blazemire Verge and an Elf. This one doesn't feel that good to Shallowgrave. This one's okay. 7/7 trample. You hit them. Each player exiles and you can cast spells. So it's pretty good. I could just take Elvish Mystic though to go with Hogak. I mean, there's definitely better hits than Itali. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the Mystic here. Ooh. Demonic Tutor is probably what we want. Fanatic and Emperor are both great cards in the deck. Fanatic's Eternalize is actually quite strong. So definitely like that. Ancient Tomb is also a decent card, but I'll just take Demonic Tutor. That can help us. Okay, we got Sneak Attack, Metamorphosis, Fanatic. The Miracle on this is kind of spicy. So you could Shallow Grave the Fanatic, and then when the Fanatic enters, you just reanimate something for free. I feel like we're going more this direction than we are Sneak Attack, but the Fanatic does tend to come around, and Sneak Attack seems like it could be pretty decent here. Obviously, I wish I had taken Itali. I think I'm going to take this card. Raucous Theater helps us with some fixing. Tarmogoyf, not that good. Yeah, I'll just take the red fixing. Good with Anger and or Seasoned Pyromancer. Velgavoth is okay. Arena of Glory gives us haste. 6 is pretty good too, right? She mills us and then lets us play non-land cards from our graveyard. If we Shallow Grave this card, this is a much better card if we just had Reanimate, because you just win. Whereas 6 just helps us stay mid-range. Smuggler's Copter as well is quite nice. Just letting us discard whatever card we want. But this feels more like a self-mill deck than a discard deck. They're both great. I think I'm going to take 6 here. Okay, then we have Questing Beast, Magda. Magda convoking out Hogak is a little spicy. I think we're probably just in Questing Beast territory. And then here there's Endurance, Concealing Curtains, probably Concealing Curtains. This gives us some amount of hand interaction. Although Endurance is good in a toolbox deck, right? We have Survival of the Fittest. So being able to grab Graveyard Hate is probably useful. There's Anger and Woodfall Primus in the same pack, and Echo of Aeons, but we don't have Lion's Eye Diamond. Sword of the Meek is pretty bad. We're gonna try it. Right, if I had any way to reanimate Woodfall Primus that didn't exile it, I'd probably take those, but we're drafting Anger to see if Anger does things when it's supported. I've drafted Anger before in an unsupported deck, and it was not that great, but 6 with haste is pretty great. Hogak with haste is excellent. The rest of the cards, like Mana Elves with haste, is quite good. You know, you just play them, get the mana right away. Okay, we do get a Tolly to come around, and I probably take it here. That one, I wouldn't be too mad about Shallow Graving into play. Bunch of white cards. uh, I guess I'll probably not playing any of these, unfortunately. Outland Liberator versus Detectives Phoenix. Phoenix seems kind of awesome, but the Liberator can kill stuff and convoke Hogak. I'm gonna try the Phoenix here. We'll take this thing. Don't really know what it does. Arena of Glory. Notably, not being a mountain is pretty rough. But my hypothesis is the existence of this card makes Anger almost completely worthless. Because Anger requires you to put a card in your deck, and then also have mountains, and then have a way to discard it, and have things you want to haste. Arena of Glory, just a land, right? There's no like dead draws. You just draw this, you add red most of the time. There's very little downside, whereas Anger has a lot more pieces required to get it to work. There's an Archon of Cruelty. That's a pretty good Shallow Grave and or Corpse Dance. Wheel of Fortune would be pretty awesome in this deck too. Unearth. Unearth also seems kind of fun, but I gotta take Archon here. Cannot Shallow Grave a Blightsteel. Titania, if I had Zern Orb, maybe worth looking into. I think I'm gonna take the Stomping Ground. Preacher of the Schism with haste might be good. When it attacks, either make a 1/1 white vampire, or you draw a card. And if you have the same life total, then you make a vampire and draw a card. So that's also pretty good, but I think we want a Stomping Ground. Yeah. Okay, this pack, we have Taiga. Jite is pretty good. We have a Mana Vault and a Goblin Rabble Master. And I guess a Blood Crypt, but we already have Raucous Theater, so I don't know if we need that too much. Frantic Search would be nice. Springheart and Tuco also does make a lot of tokens to help us do things like Convoke the Hogak. And then Collective Brutality, just one more discard outlet, a little bit of removal interaction. Kind of leaning towards this Blood Crypt. I have quite a few playables. Yeah, I'm going to take the Blood Crypt. This isn't exactly a Mana Vault deck. There's a Gristlebrand. I will happily sneak attack or Shallow Grave a Gristlebrand. Kind of wish I had taken the sneak attack now. We'll take that though. Ooh, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Recurring Nightmare is awesome in this deck. I would love an Overgrown Tomb, but this card is exactly what we've been looking for. Gaia's Cradle. Ooh, Satyr Wayfinder. Never thought I'd be so happy about a Satyr Wayfinder. Cradle might be the pickup, because I think Wayfinder might come around. Because we have quite a few cheap creatures, so Cradle gives us a huge burst of mana. This card's so nice, though, because it mills you into, like, Hogak. Yeah, this has got to be... There's 10 cards, so there's only going to be 2 cards left in this pack, and it's going to be, like, Adeline and Witherbloom Command. Ugh. Honestly, I think I'm going to take the Wayfinder. The reason being, Gaia's Cradle is great if I have a good draw. But this deck doesn't have enough like mana elves to make Cradle add more than 2 mana reliably. This card just does everything we want it to do. So I think I'm just going to take the guaranteed good card over probably good, but maybe not incredible. Territorial Kavu is going to be a 3/3. Nethergoyf is going to be very big. This does let us discard, but I think that this being 1 mana is pretty nice here. So we have that. Natural Order for Hogak. Not the best combo. Not terrible, though. Shadowgrave Mirror Battlesphere is okay. We can reanimate the Battlesphere, give it haste. Swamp Forest Island. So this is more fixing, which honestly I think I probably just have to take. Although Twitching Doll, it's an artifact, which is good with Nethergoyf and some other stuff, and it adds mana. Maybe this is just better fixing. We'll try it. Unearth, Malevolent Rumble. Oh, wow. Wait, these are all pretty nice. Unearth can grab Seasoned Pyromancer, Grist, 6, Detectives Phoenix, some other stuff. Malevolent Rumble can just get a permanent card. That's probably the pickup. That's about as good as Satyr Wayfinder, actually. Ooh, this has Madness, 8 life. Ah, I want that card too. I wish I had more time to, like, evaluate that pick a little more. Unholy Heat, I probably should have some amount of removal spells in this deck. Although Preacher of the Schism with haste seems awesome. I should probably take a removal spell. Collective Brutality, Sylvan Library, Wishclaw. I'll take the Brutality. Is this an Orcish Lumberjack deck? If that's green and red, it honestly might be. I'm not positive. Coma, when this deals common damage to a player, you make 4 things, 8/12, can't be countered. Seems good, to be honest. Fire Ice came around? I'll take the Witherbloom command, but holy cow, dude. We could Thespian stage our Bazaar of Baghdad to have 2 of them. I don't think that's really... This deck doesn't have enough value to want to continuously activate Bazaar of Baghdad, which was kind of my suspicion at the beginning. There's no like squee or root wallas to mitigate the fact that you're discarding cards every turn. So you really want to just discard a few key cards like, okay, we got to put Anger in our deck or graveyard. Now all of our stuff has haste is pretty good. Not doing this. I don't think Walk-in Closet. It's fun with Bazaar, but that's about it. Things to cut. Witherbloom command, choose 2, mill 3, get a land, kill small stuff. It does quite a few things. Once upon a time, that 0 cost. This is gonna take a while to go through, so I'm gonna make cuts and then I'll come back. Okay, so here's the list as I currently have it. These are basically 0 costs. Yeah, so I cut Knight's Whisper because, I don't know, this deck's just full of good stuff. Survival of the Fittest and things, we don't need it too much. I'm not running Arena of Glory because I don't have a ton of mountains to reliably activate this, and notably you need a second red source to be able to exert it. The one I'm not sure about is I cut Detective's Phoenix, just because, like, I'm trying Anger in that slot, and it seems more generally useful for this particular deck, because we're not so aggressive, where we want to be, like, exiling a bunch of cards from our graveyard. I don't know, this card could be just completely broken, though. And then Atali and Coma, I have just a sideboard option. Same with Witherbloom command. But I think I just want to start out like all in recurring nightmare, survival of the fittest, Hogak stuff. See what happens there, and then we can readjust. I guess I could cut Scrapwork Mutt for Detective's Phoenix. Actually, I'm gonna cut Scrapwork Mutt for the Phoenix, I think. Although this is an artifact. I'm gonna cut Once Upon a Time. I just don't like playing with this card. I know it's like good or whatever, but I just don't enjoy the gameplay patterns of it. So we'll try out the Phoenix. Maybe I can haste out like a Gristlebrand or an Archon. That would be awesome. You all, round 1. Alright, let's do this. Coffee House Ryan, we're going first. This hand is excellent. I have Survival of the Fittest and Shallow Grave. And Grist. I can go turn 1 Ignoble Hierarch. I could go turn 2 Grist. They have Mother of Runes. There's Anger. I guess I just don't care about Mother of Runes or really getting Grist into play. I'm just going to play Survival of the Fittest, and we're going to discard Anger to grab some good stuff. Orcish Bowmasters, killing Ignoble Hierarch. Okay. Good thing I have Swamp, otherwise that would be very annoying. It is quite annoying already, but they attack with Mom? Interesting. Alright. We're gonna grab... I can Shallow Grave whatever I grab. And... I guess Gristlebrand is pretty bad against Orcish Bowmasters. Yeah, actually, that's really annoying. Surprisingly. I can also just fill up my graveyard, right? I could just play 6 with haste. 6 with haste is pretty good. Might just do that. Let's see. 6 with haste. I can Shallow Grave, Archon of Cruelty. They'll have to sacrifice 2 things, but they can sacrifice the Orc army. Then I'll draw a card. Then they'll ping something, and then they'll sacrifice an Orc army. Not that bad. I'll just do that. Okay, so I get to go Swamp, discard this. And I guess 6 with haste, I can just set up for the following turn. Although Nethergoyf with haste also will be just not that big. Okay, we'll do 6 with haste next turn. If this does not work. Shallow Grave. They do the thing, they ping me. They get an Orc army back. And then they do the thing, they ping me, they get an Orc army back. But I hit them for a lot of damage. I could just Questing Beast next turn even. The Questing Beast has haste because of anger. Okay, they get to Skyclave the Survival. A little bit rough, but potentially a little late, because Questing Beast just can't be blocked for some reason. I do like anger in this situation. So they have Mother Runes to protect their stuff. Let's just get down this surprisingly hasty boy. Does this stop all creatures from attacking when... No, just this can't be blocked by big dudes. Or small guys. Okay, Lurrus can block. They get back a figure. They're at 4 life. Pretty good spot. Vader Wayfinder. So I could just try and find a Hogak here. That feels pretty good. I guess I want a Malevolent Rumble first. Recurring Nightmare is pretty nice. Grab that. So I don't have anything in particular I want to Recurring Nightmare back yet. So let's go Satyr Wayfinder. There's a Twitching Doll. I will grab Womp here. And I will play a Raucous Theater to dig a little further. I will put that on top. That seems pretty good. No, it's not. They have Orcish Bowmasters. Okay. So if I attack, they block with Lurrus and give it pro green and just gain some life. So I don't attack. So what are we drawing to? Detective's Phoenix is very good. So they can turn Finger of Destiny into a 4/4. I will block. Oh, they could just play it with Lurrus as well. I'm gonna block here. I want them to activate Mother of Runes and or use all their mana. Because I have Recurring Nightmare, so I could just get back Questing Beast. They don't activate Mom, and they just replay it. Okay. Effectively a Time Walk. They didn't activate Mom, though, which is what I wanted to happen. So we have Bazaar. That does grow the Orc army a lot. That was definitely a mistake on my part. I can go 6. This is tough. They're at 4 life. If I attack with something, they can block with Lurrus and give it protection. But then I can Grist if they do that. Okay, so I will 6 and attack. Grab a Stomping Ground. They block. So they're saving Lurrus. Okay. So I get to kill the Orcish Bowmasters. This actually worked out quite nicely. Do it all to the Bowmasters. They gain some life, that's unfortunate. But now I can Bazaar of Baghdad. And I can Recurring Nightmare and Metamorphosis Fanatic. I don't know why Magic Online's lagging so badly. Okay, then we go like this. Recurring Nightmare. Back this, get back this. Okay, it's not Finality and Lifelink. It's just a Lifelink counter. I guess I just want Questing Beast or Twitching Doll gives me more mana to do even more stuff. No, I can grab a Questing Beast here. Deadly post-combat. Bowmasters back in play. This just shows how broken Mother of Runes is. Like, what could they possibly do here if they didn't have Mother of Runes in play? I have no idea. Okay, well, Smuggler's Copter takes out the one out that I had. Okay, Demonic Tutor. Okay, I was like, I pretty sure I just win here. Okay, pretty good showing for the deck so far. They're playing white. Witherbloom Command can kill Mother of Runes. I guess Phyrexian Revoker is a pretty nice way to deal with Mom. I could also just ignore her. Something like Coma goes way over the top. Yeah, given the Orcish Bowmasters, I kind of like Coma more than Gristlebrand. I could run Itali instead of Coma as well. Trample's pretty nice. And the ETB makes it better with Recurring Nightmare. So we'll do that. I guess I just don't care about Mother of Runes. Uh, I don't think I could keep this hand. That's a lot of lands. Ooh, no Black Source. Recurring Nightmare. Questing Beast. Got a mulligan that one. Okay. I'd probably keep this. I don't know what this hand does. I don't think I want Detective Phoenix. Corpse Dance gives me some outs to a quick win. Um, I guess if I draw up Bazaar of Baghdad, I can Corpse Dance the Fanatic. So we'll get rid of this. I guess that's a little. I'm just gonna put this on the bottom. No turn one mom. Draw Shallow Grave. The better Corpse Dance. So any discard outlet, and we can. I mean, if we draw a Bazaar this turn, I could go Bazaar and then Shallow Grave Metamorphosis Fanatic and then reanimate Hogak. Survival's also pretty good here. Survival's busted. I just need to do the ordering correctly. I discard Hogak first. Adeline is fine. She does get to crew the copter. They do get to make a 1-1 attacking, but I don't know if they're going to be able to deal with Hogak plus an active Survival of the Fittest. Okay, discard Hogak. Grab. I mean, probably just Archon of Cruelties, like really busted here. Ooh, Recurring Nightmare is really sick. Play green. Discard Archon. Grab Theater Wayfinder. And then, I mean, at this point, I just Shallow Grave the Archon. That kills both of their creatures. Draws me a bunch of cards. We draw Questing Beast. And it has Exalted. I draw Bazaar of Baghdad. Okay. Not a bad draw. Play Bazaar. I guess I don't necessarily need to activate Bazaar this turn, but that's a good turn, to say the least. During Innocence. So I can Recurring Nightmare a Hogak into play. If I can just get Anger into my graveyard and then find a red source, I win immediately. So I will activate Bazaar here. Okay, I don't need Phoenix. Phoenix could also be a win condition. Discard Phoenix. Discard this thing. And I guess probably don't need to Questing Beast. Okay, well that was a little bit of a mistake, but we can go Recurring Nightmare. I guess I activate Bazaar here. Oh, I just Shallow Grave Vitali. Okay, so discard this, this, and this. Choose the order. Click each card in your graveyard. So this one, then this one, then this one. And then I just Corpse Dance. And the opponent immediately concedes, which makes sense. So it's a good showing. I mean, the deck did powerful things. Hogak would have been great. Recurring Nightmare. We mostly got there on the back of Shallow Grave type interactions rather than, Survival Anger. But we'll see what happens next. All right, we're playing against Looter. We are on the play, which is excellent for this deck. We have this hand, which is... I mean, we do get to Surveil 1, but then the hand does nothing else. This hand is much better. Still not amazing, but we have a lot of things we can do, so we'll keep this. And we're gonna bottom... What am I Demonic Tutoring for? Guess I'm gonna bottom this Questing Beast. We'll play a Blood Crypt tapped. I think I'm probably going to Demonic Tutor for Survival, but that's a pretty slow start. Grapwork Mutt. I guess I'll just start there. We'll go Forest, play the Mutt, discard Hogak. We draw Swamp, which is great. Go ahead. I'm almost want to like Demonic Tutor for the Satyr. Satyr Wayfinder. It just does what the deck needs right now. It grabs me a land. My opponent surveils to the top. Mishra's research desk. Okay. They got some stuff going on over there. Marsh Flats Island Raucous Theater research desk. We draw another swamp, which isn't the best. Oh, I think I know what I'm getting. Just Recurring Nightmare, probably. Yeah, Recurring Nightmare is a very easy way to get Hogak into play. Unless I see like a green card that would be better, but I don't think I will. Other options include Bazaar of Baghdad, but I already played a land. Grist is actually pretty good too. Gotta be Recurring Nightmare. That's like the best card in the deck. Attack for 2. If I could top deck Bazaar, I could like activate Bazaar of Baghdad, fill my graveyard, Recurring Nightmare. Oh, that'd be so sick. End of turn, they research desk and they hit Talisman Relic. So they're playing artifact stuff. So I'm expecting Tinker, I'm expecting maybe Upheaval or Balance. And they take Talisman over the Relic, which kind of tells me they might have been missing a land drop. Or they want to hold up Mana Drain. How did they get different lands? I was just noticing that. These lands are beautiful, by the way. This one in particular. But how did they have different lands than me? This definitely feels like they're holding up counter magic. But there's not a whole lot I can do about that. So we'll just see what happens. Like, I can't play any of the cards in my hand right now because my mana's so bad. Okay. I'll risk it and attack for 2 here. I think if they had removal, they would have done it before. Get in there, Hogak. Given that we have Recurring Nightmare going, I'll play another land. And I need a discard outlet now. So I could... Okay, they vamp. I could unearth Scrapwork Mutt, discard Seasoned Pyromancer, and then Recurring Nightmare sacrifice the Mutt to get back the Pyromancer. Whoa, what is happening? Entomb? I want that card. Okay, I guess I'm getting annihilated. Entomb Shallowgrave Ulamog out of the artifact deck. And I don't have green mana because I was never expecting that to happen. Annihilator 4. Okay. I don't know if that does it, right? I just keep Hogak? Take 10? This dude's an 8/8. I don't know. You go to 4. Raucous Theater, excellent. Anger into the graveyard. Let's go. Hogak has haste a little bit late, but that's fine. We're doing the thing. Okay, they're just playing all the combos. Dark Depths has Hex Mage. They do get to make a 20/20. What the heck, man? You can't just do that. Wow, so they Shallow Graved an Ulamog, and now they're gonna Dark Depths Hex Mage me. I love this combo soup they have. You too, but I'm running bad. Hard to call this. Hard to call this running bad. They're at 4 life. Ah, so I can unearth Ignoble Hierarch and put them to 2. I don't know what I can draw here. That would have been good. Maybe they don't block. Yeah, alright. I will concede. Opponent just likes to complain. Their deck, so decks like that, the risk you run, I mean, they had tutors as well, but you could just draw the wrong half of all of these combos, and then what do? I could bring in Thespian Stage and copy their Dark Depths. I don't hate it. It's kind of goofy. Itali also seems a little bit better now that I know they have Eldrazi in their deck. Yeah, I mean, Questing Beast, I think I need to go bigger than Questing Beast. Endurance seems good, now I know what their deck does. I don't feel like I need a I think I'm just gonna cut Collective Brutality and bring in Thespian Stage as an additional land. Because I can copy Bazaar Baghdad, but I can copy their land as well, I think. Phyrexian Revoker can name Vampire Hexmage, which is something I can find off of Survival. And maybe Grist isn't that good if their deck is just combo soup. Like, Grist does not very good against a Shallow-Graved Ulamog. I guess she does give me, like, stuff to sacrifice. I'm gonna just try the Revoker, see what happens. First. Okay, this hand does a lot of stuff. I will keep it. Getting 6 online as quickly as possible also seems pretty good. But I hope they just play Dark Depths and I'm like, haha! Mishra's Research Desk, you got it. Okay, so Yeah, I just want to play 6 here. Go ahead. Honestly, drawing Bizarre would be quite nice. Or some way to discard. Seasoned Pyromancer would also be pretty good. They dismember 6. Unfortunate. I can Corpse Dance a 6. Hmm. Honestly, I don't hate it. I don't really have anything else to do this turn. And I don't have a discard outlet immediately available. So, yeah, I will cast this. I don't have mana for buyback either. But I think milling myself helps me set up for Metamorphosis Fanatic. Attack. Okay, I have mill 3 lands. I will get a second swamp here. Honestly, really glad I did that, because drawing 3 lands in a row would be devastating. And they know about the swamp. They'll play the swamp. Talisman. Ace. You got it. Is this just hard cast Detectives Phoenix? I think it is. I guess that is... It's not terrible. This attacks for 3 here. It's what we're doing. I just need a discard outlet. Survival, Bizarre, all would be amazing here. Attack for 3. And at this point, I am going to play Thespian Stage. I know the gig is up, but I think if they had Dark Depths, they would have done it last turn anyway. And they're not Ulamogging me, which I also appreciate. They're literally complaining about their opponents drawing the nuts. Okay, what does this do? Ninjutsu? Wait, this is a creature? What is happening? What does this card even do? During your turn, as long as it has loyalty counters, he's a creature. You're gonna tap the Phoenix. Okay. And then he becomes a Planeswalker. Weird. Surveil 2. You get an emblem with ninjas get bigger. Super wild. So this is just a terrible draw. Can't even play Hogak. So let's attack Kaito for 1. Play Elvish Mystic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have enough mana to do almost everything I would want. I guess if I... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna hold this land in hand. No, I can just discard Hogak. Yeah, I'll hold this. I'll keep this land in play. It helps me play around like a shallow graved Ulamog a little bit better. What did they hit? Tolarian Academy and Frantic Search. Academy's pretty bad. Frantic Search is good. It also lets them flip Chase, so they can dismember one of my things. What is this card? It's a creature thing you can ninjutsu in. Wild. Baleful Strix, you got it. They attack with Kaito. I take some damage. Then they can Surveil 2 draw a card if they wanted to. Okay, they just grow their team. They probably should have done that before they attacked. And Thespian Stage copies lands but gains abilities. So I think I'm going to copy this Blood Crypt. I also like that they're frantic searching post-combat because it makes it less likely I get shallow graved. They flip Jace, shrink my guy. It's not looking great. Alright, this... We're going to make it a Copperline Gorge. Dude, come on. I mean, I can attack Jace for 0. I mean, I can attack Jace with Ignoble Hierarch. That doesn't do a whole lot. Yeah, I think just play Swamp and pass turn. I have enough mana to like cast a Gristlebrand now. That is magic, I suppose. I hope I still win. Just, I don't know. Whenever opponents complain, I want to beat them. I feel like they're not killing me very quickly, and staying above 10 is pretty relevant. So I will chump block here. They shrink my Phoenix. Okay, so they're gonna start making 8/8 dudes pretty soon. Alright, deck. Is Bazaar of Baghdad the best possible draw? Maybe. No, Survival of the Fittest is the best draw. They discard an Ulamog. I guess they don't have Shallow Grave in hand. Oh, wait. They're not gonna make 8/8 anymore. Okay. Not mad about that. They're giving me time. You know what's the best draw. It's just... It's... Oh my god. It's an anger. That's what it is. I guess I'll tap my Hierarch for red. Play anger. Oh boy. Get in there, my friend. Jay's ultimate is -9. Honestly, I want them to mill me. Are they gonna counter my anger? Remand. That is disgusting. Go ahead. Please, survival of the fittest. Bazaar of Baghdad. Season Pyromancer. Shrink the Phoenix. Just play Dark Depths. That's all I ask. I will block here. Take 3. I can't believe they exiled their own graveyard with Kiora. I'm not mad about it. Games like this are particularly painful because, like, your opponent's making misplays. They're complaining. Your deck should be able to beat them, but it can't. Ooh, cast Echo of Aeons. Let's see that. Mishra's Research Desk, you got it? Okay. Alright, deck. Okay. Uh, collect evidence 6. Exile cards with total mana value 6 or greater from your graveyard. So I guess I literally can't do that because I only have 4. So fast anger again. Are they gonna counter this? Mystic Convent. Oh, force of will my anger. We love to see that. Okay, so now I will play. Nethergorf is a 4/5. They can block with Baleful Strix. By holding up, I guess I need to decide. They force of will my anger. Like, what is happening? I just feel like if I play Nevergoyf, attack Jace, they're gonna Baleful Strix, and then I die to like a Shallow Grave something. They have 2 cards in hand. They could be Dark Depths plus Vampire Hexmage. I'm just trying to think this opponent. How do I play around this opponent? Feels like I do want to get a Nethergoyf to block Kiora, but I don't think I attack. I know I could Detective's Phoenix, but I could actually set up for a kill next turn. Actually, yeah, with Detective's Phoenix, I can kill them next turn. Because I just go Metamorphosis Fanatic, Reanimate an Elvish Mystic or something, and this has haste. So upkeep, they Vampiric Tutor. They don't currently have a discard outlet. Oh, they could just tap him? I forgot Kaito does that. Okay, I don't think I have lethal then. Oh, Entomb Shallowgrave, sure. Yep. I that was like the longest game of my life, and I almost killed my opponent by doing nothing. Yeah, Entomb, Ulamog, Shallowgrave. Yeah, alright. Alright, I will concede to that. See you all next round. Alright, we're playing against Everin Etch. I don't know how to say that. Our opponent, good luck, have fun. This hand is definitely a mulligan. I'll keep this, and I'm gonna get rid of one of the swamps. So I can go turn 1 Nethergoyf into turn 2 Rumble. Kind of like that. Deck looks interesting. Okay, Wasteland is worth noting. It's actually pretty good against me. But Nethergoyf is hopefully going to be big enough to beat the Sentinel. Always in my hand, Mr. Anger. Okay. Oh. Recurring Nightmare or Survival. If I take Survival, they can just Wasteland my green source, and then my hand does basically nothing. If I take... These are pretty rough hits. I think with what I currently have, Survival is better than Recurring Nightmare. This dude is a 5/6. I'm just going to attack them. That's a ton of damage. Holy cow. Okay, they do Wasteland. Very unfortunate. This might be one of those hardcast anger games again. Unless I draw... Strip Mine! Okay. Well. And this thing is Vigilance. Yikes. Alright. What does Keldea Guardian do? Oh, this thing is also insane. Alright, deck. Forest off the top. So the problem here is, as soon as they get to explore again, this thing's going to be bigger than my Nethergoyf. This was a 1-mana 5/6 though. That's completely nuts. We draw a Corpse Dance. I can Corpse Dance a Twitching Doll. Scrapwork Mutt I will put in the graveyard. That's a good one to unearth. I'm just going to attack. I think this is a racing matchup. They fall to 10, right? I'm gonna Scrapwork Mutt and Anger, and then hopefully draw a green source so I can Survival Corpse Dance. Tireless Tracker and a land. Good start by them. Wasteland plus Strip Mine really set me back a lot. Insidious Fungus. So they might be holding back to block now. Nope, they're still attacking. I guess, yeah, they can attack and block. No problem. We take 4. Ugh. Okay. I mean, as soon as I draw a green source, we're golden. Or a red source at this point. So let's unearth a Scrapwork Mutt. So, I actually have an interesting decision. I can discard Anger to give everything haste. That makes stuff better in the future. Or I can discard Questing Beast and that makes Corpse Dance live. I think Anger is better. I do draw green. So I'll attack here. I might as well attack with Scrapwork Mutt because it's going away. Just makes their blocks a little bit worse. I will trade with the big thing. Oh, they changed the rules. That's right. 5-0. It just auto does it for me? Okay. They took 2. Nethergoyf is back. And he has haste. They can play. No! No! Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, so I can just Corpse Dance a Nethergoyf, but that doesn't really do it. And I'm just never making land drops ever again. Great. Yeah, I think they got me. They have no cards in hand, but I don't have lands, and I'm never gonna have lands. Oh, Gristlebrand. Escape any number of other cards from your graveyard with 4 or more card types among them. So, Theater. I mean, that's gonna make him so small. I'm just like very dead, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede. There's no way I'm coming back from this. Okay. Um, don't have a lot of things to do against that. I could bring this in as like a sideboard, but I think we just, I don't know. I haven't been able to assemble either of my combo pieces yet. I mean, I'll try this. The fast twitching doll, Nethergoyf can get big. Any discard outlets, we're good to go. I mean, we haven't drawn Bazaar. I know I'm not playing crop rotation. Maybe I need to. Maybe the deck is too dependent on it to not. Okay, you got a Soul Ring. Their deck is busted. I do have some good creature-based mana sources, though. Yeah, if I had drawn any of these last game as well, the Strip Mine wouldn't have mattered so much, because now I have most of the mana I could want. Hey, they have Rumble. Caracas, Sign of Draco. Whoa. Okay, this deck is doing things I didn't expect. I'm very confused by the Nishoba Brawler and the Sign of Draco. So they take Caracas. Pretty good against my deck. Can I draw Rumble? Honestly, just Survival would be pretty good too. Okay, they cracked that. Alright, deck, we believe. We got a lot of good outs. That was not one of them. I will play a tapped Stomping Ground. And pass turn. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I am supposed to play crop rotation just for the one copy of Bazaar. Yeah, that's a problem. Pretty good. Fortunately, it's not Strip Mine. Their deck is pretty awesome, though. I think if I draw Survival of the Fittest like this turn, there's still a chance for me to go over the top. Not anymore because the Insidious Fungus. Although I could activate it just a bunch of times. No, I activate it once, and then they kill it right away. Let's add white, and then let it pass. Okay. I can kill the Insidious Fungus. Cast with Escalate. Gain some life. Right, that forces them to use the spawn, and it makes it so I can draw Survival. I guess that's the play. They sacrifice it, but this targets opponents as well, so I can gain some life here. I guess it also means they can't kill my Twitching Doll. Oh, they just didn't even use it. That's probably not good news for me. Play land. I guess I maybe want to chump with Twitching Doll because it makes the Nethergoyf really big. That could be why they didn't kill it, because Nethergoyf could block, and then he'd be a 4-5. Okay, so they're gonna start getting some things. It is quite frustrating seeing all your opponents assemble their like 2-card combos repeatedly with no tutoring effects. But I know that's magic and that's just part of the game. But if you want to play a game where flooding or mana screw are impossible, check out Algomancy. I made it. There's no first player advantage. There's no ability to flood or get mana screwed. So it has all the interaction you want, but every game is good. Definitely check it out. Link in the description. Just Google Algomancy too. So I'm taking a ton of damage. 3-3-5-3. I think for now I'm just gonna take the hit. Because I want the mana from this in case I draw a Bazaar. I could like reanimate something. Okay, red white. Ignoble Hierarch. Okay. Maybe one more turn here. I'm getting the vibe that we're going to top deck Anger next turn. Oh my gosh, Minskin Boo. Yeah. I will say Algomancy also does not have cards like this. They're all very synergistic, so it's not just 4 mana you win the game. I don't know how I can beat Minskin Boo. That's kind of a gripe I have in general, is like cards like this make doing things like what this deck is trying to do. Anger, Survival of the Fittest, Recurring Nightmare. Why would I go through all of those hoops when I can just play this? And it does arguably more than like a Recurring Nightmare loop would do. Okay, so we're gonna lose a bunch of stuff here. Although Nethergoyf is gonna become a 4-5. I can do that. Chump. 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 Do this. Oh, only as a sorcery? Well, okay. Made a mistake. That makes sense. It's a lot more balanced that way. I don't think I'm winning anyway, but I would have had another Goyf. Yeah, and now I don't think there's anything I can draw to win here. Yeah, mountain. Okay. See you all next round. Well, that was a very frustrating league. We definitely got hit by variance because that one round was amazing, and then the other two just like our deck did absolutely nothing. So either this is a high variance deck or we just got unlucky. It's hard to tell necessarily. Something I could have considered is running Crop Rotation or Witherbloom Command. I think Witherbloom Command probably the better of the two. This card I probably should have been playing just for a little bit more interaction. But I think the deck is good. Anger, he did a thing maybe once. I don't think he's worth it in a cube like this where you could just play Minskin Boo. And that's like, why would I go through the trouble of Anger when I could just play good cards? But I like him in general. He's really good in my cube. So thanks for watching. See you next time.